this week we're going to talk about all things that have helped me. So this week, one of the main things I really do want to talk about is keto. So keto is the new craze for weight loss, but it is something that they have discovered has helped a lot of different diagnoses. So keto was originally developed for kids, of all people. It was developed for kids who, forget what the diagnosis is, but what happened with the kids in keto is it allowed them to really start concentrating more. It allowed their body to start using the nutrients in the body. So keto, a long story short, no scientific things to it, is pretty much a carb cut. So keto, what it does is it says that you should be like 20 grams of carbs or lower. And so in that process of keto, or if you continue to stay in the 20 or below grams of carbs, you will hit what is called ketosis. In that ketosis, your body will start to use your fat for fuel instead of carbohydrates and sugars. So honestly, it's a new wave of like, ooh, let's get skinny quick. But it's not, because it's very hard. It's something that's very hard to stay on. It's something that's very hard to do. So it's not just like, oh, on a whim, I'm going to do it. It is something that you should definitely research. I can tell you for me that it has helped wonders, and they are starting to look at things now with individuals that have PCOS and keto. So like if you go watch my other video, you'll know that PCOS, your body does not, in a long story short, processes sugars differently, especially if you're insulin resistant. And you have an imbalance of chemicals in your body. Keto, what that does is when you are only taking in about 20 grams or less of carbs per day, your body will start using the fat that it has to run itself. Now, I can tell you that I have found it to be a great thing for me in my PCOS, but it definitely will depend on what your body type is. People have started keto and go, this doesn't work, why am I doing this? And it's because your body composition is not meant for keto. You have to understand what your body type is. I already know that my body type is, I love carbs. I love sugar, and so it's really something that for keto I knew would help me already, because I know my body composition, but with my PCOS on top of it, it allows me to stay away from sugars and carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are sugars. So I found that keto is a great thing for me. I can tell you that if you're going to do keto, you should fully research it. Before I decided to do it, I did take the time to research it. I joined a Facebook group. I started following some YouTubers who do keto, and to find recipes so that you don't have to give up the things that you love. And that includes bread, that includes great food. But if you're doing keto and you have fully researched it, it's something that you have to put more time into, because you have to cook a lot of more of your food, because you need to regulate what goes into your food. So it is something that's great, but I definitely would encourage you to not just jump into it, because if you just jump into it, it's not going to go well. I can tell you that you definitely will want to take your time going from, especially depending on what type of diet that you're having, to go from like 150 carbs straight down to 20 might put a total shock on your body. Everybody's totally different. Some people can do it, some people can't. So I definitely would ease yourself into it if you know your body has a hard time adjusting to certain things. I also would encourage you to find some cookbooks. A lot of times if you go to your local library, they have some really good cookbooks, or some YouTubers have some really good cookbooks about the keto lifestyle. With keto, you're going to be eating a lot of like meats, and one thing I always hear about keto, oh, your cholesterol is going to go through the roof. All fats are not created equal, and I think people need to understand that. All fats are not created equal. If you're just going to sit and eat junk fat all day, that's something that you're going to have to deal with. But it is something I think people need to understand that for you to have like 2 slices of bacon every day, along with an egg that has cheese in it, is a really good healthy breakfast. But that keeps your carbs low and your fat high, which is the point of keto. You want to try to stay within that carb count, but you want to increase your fat, because if you're giving your body fat, then your body will start to burn the fat. I can say that ingesting more fat was a little challenging for me, because we're in a society where they're saying no fat, no fat, no fat, low fat, or it's just so many things. So it definitely can be kind of challenging to start getting more fat. A lot of things that I enjoy eating. So like I've been eating a lot of cream cheese, but you don't want to you want to make sure that it's not low fat cream cheese. You want the full fat kind of things when you start buying things for your keto. I would also encourage you to really find somebody that can help, like that Facebook group, because you're going to need some motivation. It's very hard. Like I said, it's very hard for people to stay on it, but it is highly rewarding. My next video that will come out Wednesday will talk all about how keto has affected me, what my weight loss has looked like, and I can give you some numbers. And so just know that if you have PCOS, it's not the end all be all. There is hope, especially for your weight loss. A lot of people are super upset with their weight when they have PCOS. It's usually not as easy to lose weight when you do have PCOS. So I would say keto is a great thing for PCOS. Is it challenging? Yes, but nothing is worth having if it's easy. I mean, there's some things that will come easy, but majority of the things that you really want in life, you do have to work for. You might be able to you might get your hands onto it, but you have to work at it to keep it up. So I definitely understand that keto is not easy. I definitely would encourage you to keep going, and you will get there. But till next time, keep pushing.